Hello there, everyone. This is Big Benedict. After the Lacey Towers murder sequence, what you need to do is do a fast travel to the Batcave to pick up this item over here. So wherever you were on the map after you exited the Lacey Towers, just go to the map, and then the Batcave is on the bottom left of the screen, and just move the cursor over to the airplane icon, and then just hold the X button down. Then we're going to be going back to the city, and we're going to infiltrate the Gotham City Police Department. It's a fun chapter. I really enjoy it. So on that map, though, what you want to do, because sometimes these things were kind of confusing to me. I didn't even know how to get to the Batcave at first, and then I just figured out it was on the map. But when you get over to this area, what you need to do as far as setting your waypoint for this, you can't just set the waypoint anywhere. There might only be like one location where you can set it. I mean, there might be more, but the closest one is in this area here, so that's why I set the waypoint to this area. And it's not too bad. It's actually fairly close, and I think this might be the only battle I do. There might be one more en route to the police department, and it's pretty fun. It's got its stealth moments and some combat. I thought it would be all stealth since we're sneaking into the police department, but it doesn't work quite that way. So just follow the waypoint, and I really like the waypoints in this game. But I'm a little confused because in the previous games, well, maybe not Arkham Asylum because that it was smaller than Arkham City. But when you're going on missions and things like that, and you're going to the next objective, it would always have like the meters left you would have to traverse, and I don't know why they don't put that in this game. Because you could. I don't know. It works both ways, but it's just a little bit more, a little bit more information, and it's sometimes better. So to get over to this area is pretty easy. The only thing is that it's going to be guarded by police officers. So I just decided to do this fight right here. And another thing that I think that this game could benefit from is to have a camera reset behind the character, because so many times I'm facing towards the wall, and if I could just reset the camera, and I don't know, every game I think could benefit from a camera reset. All these third-person games that don't have it really could use it. But this is a game that doesn't even allow you to adjust the sensitivity of the camera, or even change the way the buttons are mapped. And you'd think a game like this would have options galore, but it just doesn't. And it's a damn shame. So here's our objective up here. We're going to have several of these guys up here. And Alfred says that you pretty much can't be seen, but it's not like that. You can be seen. It's not going to say mission failed or anything like that. You just have to not get killed. It's as simple as that. So this guy over here, he tends to walk towards the railing, and then he'll come over to this location. You can't go to the right. So I'm just going to do a ledge takedown. When this guy gets close to the ledge, so here he goes right here. Ledge takedown, take him down. And then, that guy shot me. So I flew off the building, but now I'm going to go up here and just suspend from the gargoyles, possibly do an inverted takedown. I'm not sure yet. But I love this part. So this caused a disturbance, but you see those two sentries by the door? They don't move, so you don't have to worry about those guys until the end. Oh, I guess one of them did move. My bad. So this is just another stealth part. It's not really advisable to do the glide kick, especially down here when you don't have any height to help you out. So just crouch walk, do the stealth takedowns, don't do the knockout smash. It's tempting sometimes, you know, to speed things up, but it's just going to get you killed most of the time.
Potential assignment incoming. Keep the channel open.
Okay, so remembering that height is advantage, what you want to do is come on up here now. And this is a kind of tricky situation here because, like, how do you deal with this? You know, you've got to just do this real fast and quick. And the more body armor you have, the better. So you could sustain some more, you know, some hits. But you see, I didn't even get hit by the bullets. And that guy over to the left, there's no way in hell he didn't hear this commotion over here, but he just stays put. So I'm just going to do a somersault over to him and then just smash him because he's the last guy. Now we're going to have access to the building. We're going to be able to go in here. And there's plenty of checkpoints, so don't worry about that. First of all, though, we're going to go down the elevator. And this part right here I had to put into fast forward because it's just going down the elevator.
Yeah, probably another water pipe bursting. I'd love to go take a look, but you know, my shift's over.
Okay, so here, once the elevator stops, just move forward. Then you could run into that vent and take it down very quickly, but I think it might alert this guy over here, whom we're going to do a knockout on. This guy right over here, he's a solitary SWAT guy, so just do the knockdown through the cage. He's gone. And the next thing we're doing is a fight. It's just with 3 guys. There is one pretty enjoyable fight, but the camera has some problems handling the fight because it's in such a small area. Okay, here's the checkpoint. We have some guys watching the TV, so we're going to sneak up on them and just do our magic here. I mean, I can understand that it is an office building, so it would have limited space. And I'm not going to fault the game, you know. Some games just have slight camera issues. I mean, if you know what you're doing, most of the time when you can't see, when you know enemies are off screen, just tap the counter button because you know they're going to try to hit you. Okay, next area here, we're going to use the zip line to get over these guys, and we're not going to have to fight these guys. Maybe you could, though. You might be able to. I mean, provided you survived the encounter. Oh, there's a lot of them down there, aren't there? Aren't there? And I really like how this is on Christmas Eve. It's really cool how it's all in one night. So we're going to take this guy down silently, and then we're going to use the sequencer to open this door right here. Serve and protect. And this area here, what do we have? We have a couple of guys with guns, I believe. Oh no, they don't have guns. But the game is instructing us here to use the remote claw to hit the fire extinguisher and bounce it off these enemies so that they are stunned, and so that we could just go to work on these guys pretty quickly. I'm not sure if you have to do this. I think you could probably just start fighting them. But if you're ever blinded by smoke, just switch to the detective vision, and then you'll be able to see fine.
Get him on the ground.
But I don't know, I enjoy fighting these guys. They're pretty fun. At one point, when I was doing the next fight, just some random police officer said, "You're under arrest." It was like 2 minutes into the fight. I believe that take is the one that I succeeded on. So hopefully I'm not speaking over it when it happens. But it was just kind of funny, out of the blue. He said, "You're under arrest." It was just kind of funny. So we're going to meet up with Loose Lips over here again. He's the one being interrogated in this room. I think we're just going to roll through this window, do a takedown. And when you're interrogating enemies, you can simply press the O button to skip the conversation that would normally ensue. So we can't fault the game for having hiding loading times for that, because it's not. So here's the fight right here. It's a little. You might be able to get away with doing a ground takedown, but you see, I didn't even go for it because these enemies, they really can get on you very quickly. So we have one guy in the body armor, and the rest of the guys, none of them have tasers or guns or weapons. They're just standard foes. But this is one of those fights where, since it's so compacted here, you might have to go, punch once, evade, especially if those two guys are punching you, counter twice. But it's definitely one where you are going to have to counter quite a lot, and maybe just limit your punches to 1 or 2 punches, just depending on things. You've really got to size up these fights. I mean, if a guy's got his back turned, you go for him. If a guy is trying to grab a weapon, that's perfect, go for him. And it just kind of depends. Who's got your back turned? Do you have your back turned to the enemy? If so, they're probably going to rush you and you need to counter them. But this was a pretty good take. I got my... Ooh, look at that shit. Hate that. Did you see that? The back claw just targeted the wall like it usually does. So the next thing after this, we're going to use our explosive gel to get through this area here. And then just hang a left right in this hallway. And this is the locker room number 2. So this guy here, you could probably take him out with a stealth kill, but it doesn't matter. And now I'm going to show you how to just simply slide into these vents. From a run, you press the R2 button, and there we go. No more needing me to complain about having to tap the X button to open those. So looks like Barbara Gordon's is in this jail here. Okay, so we're going to go to the server room right up ahead. This is the checkpoint area, and it's going to be a stealth section. Okay, so we have quite to do left on this chapter called Infiltrating the GCPD. And this part here is pretty tough. It is on the same initial pattern once you start the mission here of taking all these guys down. Let's see, 1, 2, 4, 6. They look like there's 8 thugs down here. And we're taking out the cops because there's some kind of corruption going on in the police department. But you can get that guy first of all, take him out if you're going down this way. You could probably even jump over the rail to get him quicker, and then sneak up behind this guy. And again, it all depends on whom you go after first. And I died a couple times down here, and I'm not one of those people who will start over if I get spotted or anything like that. I just do it if I get seen, because inevitably there's alarms on these bodies that do go off, similar to how it was in the other games. But I love doing those types of takedowns. But just remember that those are noisemakers, especially if you do the knockdown smash. So this video is going to conclude in about 10 minutes, I think, all told, or maybe a little bit longer. But we have a lot to do left on this chapter. And this will be the final time in this video that we're doing any kind of stealth. We'll be doing a lot of body. I was going to say bodybuilding. I don't know what I was thinking. It's Halloween night, and I'm having fun. I love playing games on Halloween night. Back in 2010, I remember playing Lords of Shadow on Halloween night. A memory I've shared before on that particular guide. So strangely, kicking that crate out right there didn't alert the cop to the left, and that was all good. I do suspect that if you're in the middle right here and the cop walks past you, you might be able to get seen. So that's why I move over to the right, just out of precaution. So I'm going to take this guy down right now, and then what we have is, I think, 1, 2, 4 guys left. Wow. 4 guys left, so we've done half of the job. You're not always safe when you go up to these here. I don't know. I'm sure they're not gargoyles in a police office, but when you're up there perched on the ledges, this was me being pretty reckless right there. But the fewer enemies you have left, the better, obviously. But you can still get killed. I've been killed, not on this particular section, but other times. I've been killed. There's having one guy left, you know, thinking you can get away with it, and then getting stun locked by a spray of bullets. But generally, you are safe if you're perched on the ledges, those little mini ledges up there. But if you are spotted and you think you're going to get away with hiding up there, it's not going to work out for you. If they're ever on alert, especially high alert, or if they're chasing you, if you go up there, they'll find you and shoot you. So just 2 guys left, and at this point I pretty much knew that the victory is mine. I could do whatever I want to. But again, you know, even if there's 1 guy left, you could get in trouble, because you could start beating up on him, and then he'll shoot you, and then you'll try to like spring back over to him, but the bullets just won't even let you get over to him. So I'm going to upgrade some combat armor over here, because that's the only thing I can unlock in this department. I wanted to get the upgrade, the ×5 upgrade, but it's not available quite yet. So we're going to be coming back to this next location pretty soon. We need to open the door with the sequencer, and pretty soon we won't be able to use this sequencer until we get the disruptor from the evidence room, because what the cops have done is installed some kind of device that interrupts, or disrupts, I guess is the best word, disrupts that Batman's tool, so he has to get the disruptor to take out that device that's causing him not to be able to use his sequencer. So I don't believe you ever go to the shooting range, but you see where the server room is right there? There's a woman behind there who's in there originally, and it's kind of funny because once you go in there, she'll just be in there, so it's like, why couldn't she just open the door originally? But obviously the place is on lockdown because Batman's on the prowl here. But the guys with the shields, you just need to do the cape stun and then double tap the X button, and then you'll down them, but you won't subdue them, so you've got to do the ground takedown after that. This part right here, all you need to do is open up the elevator with the cryptographic sequencer. It's not jammed quite yet, and the reason I had that edited out was because I came down here, restarted the checkpoint, and then the elevator was already unlocked, and I hadn't recorded my footage. So here's another fight down here. When we come back to this area, there'll be another serious fight, even harder than this one. But we've got a couple of guys with the body armor, and it's pretty simple. I don't think there's any knifed individuals. The knife guys are going to come out. We're going to be facing all the criminals in the jail cells when we come back. So sometimes when the guys throw the fire extinguisher and your visibility's down, it'll automatically switch to this mode. Other times they want you to do it on your own. And when we do come back in here and we're fighting the criminals, you're going to have a couple of guys with knives, one guy with some kind of a electric jetpack. I don't know what the hell it is, but you can parry his attacks, but there are times when you cannot. I think when he charges up his weapon. And also when we come back, we'll have enemies, 3 enemies that are trying to attack us at once, so you'll need to press the counter 3 times. So just open the gate and then go down in this area, and then we'll be getting the disruptor. Presently, here's the infirmary.
Good, you've made it to the infirmary. Now look for an entrance to an old elevator shaft.
So I believe you can just press the O button once it stops loading to skip that conversation if you want to. And then once you get in here, you don't need to go to the right, but I believe there is a hidden item over there or something. There must be. And then we're going to be using the zip line to get up here. So there is the anchor point. And go ahead and use your remote claw. Grapple up to the ledge. And then go right into the vent. Now in here, there's no enemies, but we will fight another pretty big battle coming up, and it's a fun and enjoyable battle. I liked it. So here is the disruptor. Now, with this weapon, you can also disrupt guns and cause them to malfunction. So that's a tool that could come in possibly pretty handy for anyone, especially if you just don't want to take the unnecessary damage. If there's if there's like one enemy with a gun in a group of large, in a large group with other unarmed enemies, it's just kind of unnecessary to have one guy with a gun. Okay, so once you go into this room here, it's going to have you use the disruptor for the first time. So you just aim the disruptor with the L2 button and then hold the R2 button. The panel is always going to be over the little lock icon. And so once you see the smoke coming out of it, that means it's disabled. Now use your sequencer, and we'll fight the next battle. Okay, and hereafter we'll be doing this big brawl. So fortunately they put the checkpoint right in front of where this location is. So do I get that? Yeah, I got the blade dodge takedown, and here's the guy with the glowing electric jetpack, backpack. I'm not sure what he is, but do be aware that sometimes he'll flash the the blue takedown will be on, the blue counter button will be on him. But did you see what just happened to that? I got the iframes takedown and I got him targeted, fortunately, but it didn't take him down, but it did immobilize his weapon, so that was cool. But watch out for that guy, because sometimes if he charges you with a fully charged weapon, he'll have the red icon will be over him, meaning you can't counterattack him. So a couple of guys joined the party down here, and now it's an even bigger brawl. So watch out for the guys with the knives, preferably. And sometimes I just kind of hover around them, countering guys who try to attack me, who come around me. But then I like to at least get them. The guys with the knives are my priority, though. I'm always kind of keeping my eye on them. And it is pretty nice because the game always has you in the bottom of the screen when you're in the knife animation. So just watch what happens with the knife animation. So it's always that you're holding down. See, it always puts you to the bottom of the screen. It always will instantly put you there. See, bottom of the screen. Missed a couple of blade dodge takedowns. Missed it again. Sometimes you just can't get into the groove of it. Kind of like how if you get out of the groove of the combos, it's hard to get back into the swing of things. So I think I got that guy taken care of. But you see how wonderful that is? Just to get these harder enemies just off the map and out of the fight. It's just indispensable, and I love that. I love that they've put that move into this game. And it might have been in the Arkham City. I'm not sure. I haven't played that game for a long damn time. But it does seem like I seem to kind of remember it being there, but I can't completely recall or not. So damn, I got a lot of experience points. for that. There will also be an optional battle in the beginning of the next video, which I am preparing right now for everybody's viewing pleasure. So we just need to go back to the server room with the disruptor and just use your hook shot and go up the elevator. I had a weird glitch happen over here. It wasn't really a glitch, but it was just another one of those things where the game, I don't know. Look what happens here. I go to the door. I think it was because I went to the door too quickly, or maybe I was opening the door. See, it says door locked, but I'm not an idiot. I know where the server room is. I've been in this location a lot, and now it's opened. So I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck? So I turn around, go back in here, just to verify this, and I'm just like shaking my head. Just, come on, get this fucking game to work a little bit better. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video.